In mid-September of 2022, my partner and I set off to canoe the entirety of the lower Wisconsin River, from Sauk City to the Mississippi River. Located in southwestern Wisconsin, the Wisconsin River is incredibly scenic and winds its way west for approximately 92 miles. It has been a dream of ours to paddle the entire thing in one trip, and we spent 6 days and 5 nights canoe camping on sandbars along the way. We parked our vehicle at the Wyalusing Beach boat landing and met our arranged shuttle complements of Wisconsin River outings. Our driver transported us, our gear, and our canoe from the boat landing on the Mississippi River to the canoe landing just downstream from Sauk City. We're here at Sauk City, ready to launch on our Wisconsin River trip down to Wyalusing State Park. 96 miles, we were told. And it is Friday at 2 p.m. See you downriver. Night number 1 on the Wisconsin River. We are camping just upstream from the Arena boat launch. And dinner time, cooking sausages. Along with sausages, we had fresh roasted sweet corn on the cob, which tastes so much better around a campfire, and we enjoyed the warm, calm evening on the Wisconsin River. Waking up on the river, a little crusty. It is about 9 o'clock, slept in kind of late, all things considered. But it felt good to get some rest, and it's a nice calm morning, so there's no particular rush right now, but if it gets windy later, we'll wish we would have left earlier. But so far, so good. So we're hanging out on the sandbar, campsite number 1. And we have some interesting plants here. Pink ones are Persicaria pennsylvanica, which is a smart weed. And then another smart weed here, the little white flowers, Persicaria punctata. And then we have Calico aster, Symphiatricum ericoides, and the lovely yellow sneezeweed, Helenium autumnale. And over here we have another white daisy-like aster, Symphiatricum pilosum, which is sort of hilariously called the hairy white aster. Of course, we got some ragweed, some grasses, some sedges and other things. Silver maple there in the background. It's a nice spot. We'll be heading out soon for day 2 of paddling. Once we get our boat loaded up, we'll be on our way. Shortly after leaving the first night's campsite, we heard live music and found a party underway at a private campground along the river. We were graciously welcomed up to the party and were served margaritas at the bar. Cooks were serving up free food, Wisconsin style, with hamburgers, brats, grilled chicken, and seafood macaroni and cheese. But we had many miles to go and had to leave to keep on heading downstream. We're heading into Spring Green, coming up on the railroad tracks, about 20 miles in. A little behind schedule since we stopped to party, but it was, of course, that's life on the river. It's spontaneous sometimes. We're heading down past Spring Green, find a campsite further down. Coming up on the Highway 14 bridge, Spring Green, the first of 2 highway bridges that we will pass through in this area. Got a little reprieve from the wind that we expect to pick up, but we have a long way to go, so we're gonna keep at it. We're approaching the Highway 23 bridge at Spring Green. It's 2:40 on Saturday, so we've been canoeing about 2 hours. We should be at mile 24, but we started at 3.5, so 21-ish, 20-ish. It's calm in this stretch, so that's nice, and we got farther to go, so we better keep paddling. So we are at the bridge in Lone Rock. There's a landing here on the left. Making pretty good time. We've gone about 18 miles today. Let's see the scenery. Onward. I think under the railroad bridge downstream from Lone Rock, it's about 5:30. Beautiful on the water right now. The highway looks like it's gonna finally leave the river here, so we're gonna go down a little bit, find a good place to camp on this beautiful evening. Day 3 on the river. This is our sandbar for night number 2. You can see the river there behind us, in front of us. We're going to head down. We did about 27 miles yesterday. Camped kind of late. There was a lot of people camping downstream from Lone Rock at all the choice campsites. We're a little closer to the highway than we would have preferred, but it was a short stay. And we're gonna head down and find some ice. Day 3 on the river. So here's the bridge in the town of Muscoda. I think if the average person read it on the map, they would say Muscoda, how it's spelled, but they pronounce it Muscoda here, just like we passed a little town that if you read it on the map, you would say it's Gotham, but it's pronounced Gotham here in Wisconsin. But we are coming up to the boat landing here in Muscoda, the town park, so we can walk into town and get some beer and ice to continue down the river. We have pretty much just water in the cooler, so we need to resupply. And this is a good place to do it. It's a few blocks to walk down to the gas station, but we've done it before. It's doable. And maybe we'll even find someone here who will give us a lift. We'll see. But heading in to get some more essentials. All right, so we're all loaded up. We got old style, Coors Light, and ice. Even bought a Gatorade because, you know, I'm being responsible. We're gonna head under the bridge here at Muscoda, head down. Let's see, it's 16 miles to Boscobel, so we'll probably camp somewhere down there. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. Heading down the river, coming up to the bridge at Blue Island. It's been a very calm day, which we're thankful for. Nice and sunny. This Sunday it's about 3:15, and let's see, when we hit the bridge around the corner here, should be at about mile 50 of the 90-ish miles we need to do Sunday afternoon, so probably need to go quite a bit further today. Bald eagle flying up river. Seen a few of them this trip. It's about 4:15. We are heading down to Boscobel. It's very calm, and we haven't seen any people. We had the river to ourselves on this Sunday afternoon, so we press on. A few more miles to go. We're hanging out on the river, taking a break. This is where we camped in August 2020. The friend, just about 3 miles upstream from Boscobel, which is where we're headed to the bridge. It's nice out here. Sunday afternoon. It's about 4:30 and it's very calm and pretty much nobody's around. Got the river to ourselves. We are at the bridge in Boscobel. It's 5:30 on Sunday. Beautiful evening. So we are gonna go downstream from the bridge far enough to get some solitude, find a camp for the night. At this bridge, we are at mile 58 and 20 miles for the day. So we have found our campsite for the night. It is 6:20 and we are about 2.5 miles south of Boscobel on Allen Island. We're at the western tip of Allen Island on the Wisconsin River. Nice calm evening. We've gone about just over 60 miles so far in 2.5 days. It's been a beautiful day. We are really enjoying our trip. Beautiful night tonight. We got aluminum foil, chicken, veggies on deck. Listen to that. Yum. Good morning, Wisconsin River. It's 10:15. We are not early birds, and it was very foggy this morning. Couldn't even see the tree across the way there. So we let the sun sort of burn off the fog, and we're enjoying breakfast. A very calm morning. Having a little bit of a fire. We're about to head out. Day 4, Monday. It's about 11:30. Kind of a late start, but we really enjoyed this spot, so it was hard to leave. It's hard to go to bed last night too. We had a really nice fire. There's ample firewood here on the west end of Allen Island, where we camped on night 3. And we're about 60 miles on the river. Another just beautiful, beautiful day. We've been hearing all sorts of wildlife on the river, of course, and seeing lots of bald eagles, and there's presumably a bald eagle nest up in the tree over there. We have seen quite a few bald eagles moving around on the river. Kingfishers, sandhill cranes, of course, great blue herons, Canada geese, of course. Woodpeckers, yeah, pileated. I heard some killdeer. There's been crows. We heard some crows. It is a beautiful day on the river. We are heading to Woodman, and we passed under a couple sets of power lines, and the highway came close to the right side a little bit, but right now it is quiet and calm. It's about 12:30. When we get to Woodman after the low railroad bridge crossing, we will be 6.5 miles in for today. Probably going to go about somewhere around 20 miles. We are passing under the railroad bridge just upstream from Woodson. I think this is at mile 7.5 from Boscobel. We camped about 2 miles in, so maybe 5 miles in today, and it's been about an hour. It is calm and beautiful, so we're gonna keep on paddling. We just stopped briefly to do some skinny dipping on this gorgeous Gorgeous Monday here on the Wisconsin River. We are just shy of the landing at Woodman, which would be 9 miles from Boscobel. We've run aground, as often happens on the Wisconsin River. It's pretty wide, and unless you want to go back and forth zigzagging down the river, it seems like if you stick to one side or the other, you're going to run into low sand. With our big boat full of gear, we got to get out and walk to the edge, which is usually a sharp drop off, which is kind of interesting. Sand dynamics on this river. Here you can see we're coming up to the edge of the sand. Just a little bit further and it drops off. Look at the difference in the color of the water. That's where there's just like a ledge. And then you're fine. No sand anymore. We are just downstream from the Woodman landing. It is so calm. Nobody around. It's Monday afternoon. It's about 2 o'clock. We found this sweet spot to pull over and do some more swimming. There's a nice ledge there. It really drops off quickly, so you can kind of dive in, get soaked, which we did. It is beautiful on this September day, surprisingly. We are heading downriver. I've never seen the Wisconsin River this calm. And there is not a sound, just nature. We could be on the Amazon River or something. Mm-hmm. Could be in a faraway land, but no, it's Wisconsin. So we found our campsite for the night. We are about mile 75, just before Bridgeport, and we're gonna unload the canoe with some of our gear. One of the things I like is this little sort of tackle box thing, which has easily retrievable items in it. Actually a little extra bin on the top, room underneath. There's lots of useful items to store in that. Just a standard dry bag here with clothes in it. Gotta have, be prepared. So far we haven't needed many clothes because the weather's been so nice. We also have this bag with nice shoulder straps on it that we sometimes use if we have to portage or anything, which is a dry bag, and this has the bedroom items. So we have an air mattress and 2 sleeping bags and 2 little pillows fit in that bag. Of course, the cargo net here is useful. Hold things together. Shoes that we're drying. Another dry bag. The contents of our tent, which we have a little bit of a wet rain fly that should probably be spread out soon and allowed to dry. You never have too many bags. Got a couple bags. This is a food bag, so there's tuna and Triscuits and potato chips and apples and oranges and peanut butter and things like that. And this is kind of like an overflow bag. I have some Sprites in there and some other miscellaneous items. We have this neat little table, kind of a recent acquisition. Kind of folds out here. So a useful table for various things. You have a bin of firewood just in case. Sometimes we like to use a little bit of it to get things going. So it's a good backup item, not perhaps totally necessary. We have another dry bag. I think this actually has clothes in it as well. Then a recent acquisition has been this NRS tub. It's waterproof and it has basically kitchen items and newspaper and various camping equipment. So a very useful bin. It's a good purchase. You also have the soft Yeti cooler if you like. So strawberries and cheese and veggies that need to be cooled are on ice in the Yeti cooler.
Also Susan's backrest.
They have a whole nother bin, a little Tupperware bin, clear. So there's lots of miscellaneous items. You have a lantern and first aid kit and, you know, Sven saw, various things that are also useful to have when camping. We do not
Needs to be a waterproof
light.
box.
Shoes there. Good to keep a plate out. Then we have the Yeti cooler here, filled with cold beer. They really do work well. It's heavy, but I think for multi-day trips where ice is an issue,
What
it
about
is
the flag?
useful. We always like to fly an American flag, the boat, and otherwise miscellaneous items and bags and life preservers and
Cool cup holders.
couple canoe seat bags. We have cup holders, 2 per side. Sometimes, you know, cocktail you want as well as your beer. So it's good to have 2 each. And this is a friend's boat, the Sawyer. It's big. We like that. It's plenty of room for all of our gear, which makes
How big
for
is it?
a very plush camping experience. 18.5 feet long. It's a pretty big canoe,
How does
fiberglass.
that compare to your own boat?
It's 2 feet longer than the boat that I own, which we are not able to take because it's been used so much and it has a hole in it. But this has been a good boat, the Cadillac of boats, Sawyer. Just heating up some water for some hot drinks. It's all the water we have left, so we better enjoy it. Day 5 on the river, another beautiful day. Very calm and sunny and warm. We are on mile 76.5. We're about 3.5 miles up from Bridgeport, and we're gonna go to the confluence today. We have our solar panel working on charging up the power bank. We got a bin for our camp chairs, which are like over here. They're nice and light and packable, so they go in a bin. We got the NRS bin with various items. See a weather radio, paper towels, a lot of kitchen stuff, some whiskey, Sven saw, other miscellaneous items here. Got a lantern, headlamps, bug net, playing cards, bug spray, umbrella, first aid kit, and then food bag, an overflow bag. Tarp is very handy to have, and we're currently using it to wrap up the guitar during transport. Okay, representing the flag over there in the sand. Got a soft Yeti cooler, which generally has food items that need to stay cold. And a tripod. It actually has an iPad mount on the top so that I can read guitar music from the iPad. A couple dry bags. I have clothes and rain suit, tennis shoes. We got our little table here with our hot drinks and cold drinks. Another miscellaneous dry bag for quick grab items, as well as the tackle box, which is really kind of neat. It's got a compartment on the top. It's got a compartment this way that comes out, TP and other various items. It's very handy. We have our canteen, it's empty. A couple more dry bags with clothes, and then of course the tent, which is a deflated air mattress, which is really nice. A couple sleeping bags, a couple small pillows, and the big blue dry bag is for the bedroom, and the yellow one is for the tent. And then towels are drying on top of the tent. Rain fly as well. So that is pretty much our camp setup. Of course, we have the big Yeti cooler in the canoe. It's so heavy, you just leave it in there. But that is how you canoe camp. Me and my uncle went riding down South Colorado, West Texas bound. We stopped over in Santa Fe that day on the pony, just about halfway. You know, it was the hottest part of the day. I took them horses up to the stall, went to the bar room, ordered drinks for all. 3 days in the saddle, you know my body hurt. It being summer, I took off my shirt, tried to wash off some of that dust of dirt. West Texas cowboys, they was all around, with liquor and money, they loaded down. Too soon after payday, Lord, it seemed a shame. But you know my uncle, he starts playing the game. Hollow Jack and the winner take the hand. Canoe camping is one of our favorite activities, but it can be hard to find rivers that are long enough for a multi-day paddle and that allow public camping along the shoreline or on islands. There are several rivers in the Midwest and Florida that we have paddled, and the Wisconsin River is one of our favorites. It generally takes about an hour to pack up our camping gear in the morning, including making breakfast. Since we typically sleep in, we try to get going fairly quickly once we get up. We have a Big Agnes Red Canyon 4 Mountain Glow tent, which we like because it's big and we can stand up in it. Plus, it comes with a good travel/storage bag that allows for loft and is easy to pack. The tent came with a Goal Zero solar charger that we use to charge a power bank that is needed for our electronic devices and to charge our battery-operated air pump that we use to blow up the air mattress. Our lantern is the Goal Zero brand as well and also serves as a power bank. We bring a lot of gear, but if there's room for it, it's best to have it along. Another useful item not mentioned in the video is a large sponge. We like to keep the canoe clean and dry. And we're off. Day 5 on the river. We camped at about mile 76.5, I think, out of 92-ish, depending on who you ask. When we hit the bridge at Bridgeport, we'll be 9 miles to Wyalusing Recreation Area on the Mississippi. And I think we're about 3.5 miles up from there. So that would be like 12.5 miles till the end of the trip. But we want to spend one more night. So we're going to take our leisurely time on this another beautiful, calm day. Sunny on the river on our way down to the confluence with the Mississippi. This is a good example of what you tend to run into on the Wisconsin River. There are areas where the water is very shallow, and it's sort of hard to read the river sometimes in that respect. So you run aground and have to push your boat to the end. But we're heading downstream here, and there's our canoe. What's interesting is there's always a definite lip or edge where it just suddenly drops off and gets deep. So that's kind of interesting phenomenon here on the sand of the Wisconsin River. So we can see right there's the edge. Put my foot down and whoa! It gets deep really quickly. But sand is a wonderful medium. In fact, we were remarking about how you don't need any footwear for the Wisconsin River. We've been barefoot in the sand, in the boat for the whole trip. And that is a very relaxing way to be.
I'm going in. Woo!
So we stopped at the bridge in Bridgeport to go up to the Citgo for essentials, Miller Lite and a 16-pound bag of ice. And we are walking down the road back to the river. It's maybe a quarter mile.
It's downhill.
So, downhill this way, so that's good. But we only had 7 beers left, so we needed to get more. We are passing under the bridge at Bridgeport, mile 80.
Graceful and modern.
Yes, it is, quote, graceful and modern, as Mike Svab calls it in his Paddling Wisconsin book. And we have had perfect weather the whole trip, but especially the last 2 days. We've seen just a few anglers, some on the shore, some in boats, but really have had most of the river to ourselves since Boscobel, which was at mile 58. We're here at mile 80. So 5 miles to the confluence with the Mississippi, and 4 miles beyond that to our takeout, which we're intending to take out tomorrow on Wednesday. Today's Tuesday, September 20th. It's about 1 o'clock. Heading downriver after our 30-minute delay of getting ice and beer. We are at the last landmark on the river, the railroad bridge. About a mile or so upstream from the confluence, and we happened to be here right when the train came by.
Clear this evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the mid-60s, southwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, shifting to the west after midnight. This is NOAA Weather Radio.
Day 6 on the river, Wednesday morning, about 9 a.m. Got the boat packed up, ready to go down river to our car, which is about 3 or 4 miles down once we hit the Mississippi. And those bluffs in the distance, that's Iowa. There's a railroad track that runs along the base of it. We've seen several trains go by, so we'll hit the confluence just right around the corner, straight ahead there. Ride the Mississippi down 3 or 4 miles to our car at Wyalusing Beach. And that'll be the end of our trip, about 92 miles. Here we are, the confluence with the Mississippi. Beautiful day on the Mississippi River. Didn't expect it to be this calm. We pulled over to enjoy one last relaxation session on the sandbars of the river. Going just a little bit downstream, we should be hitting our car. It's about 10 o'clock. Sad that things are coming to an end, but we have reached our destination nearly and on to the next thing.